Okay, so I've ironed my edge and I'm going to stitch it down now. So this is the top of the pocket. I actually did it before, but I forgot to film it, so I unpicked it now. I'm gonna do it again. So I've got my machine set to straight stitch and I'm gonna use my presser foot as a guide. So you can see there's this gap here. You might have a mark on your foot. Your gap could be in the middle or it could be here, but you can use the same spot as a guide. So I'm gonna line up my fold on the inside here with that gap on the presser foot. So make sure your threads are at the back and your machine's set on straight stitch. And I've lined it up there. So I can start with a little reverse stitch, and then I'm going to use my fingers to hold it nice and flat and slowly move them along as my fabric gets fed through the machine. Now when I'm doing this, I'm just watching here, making sure it's lined up there. Okay, so I'm getting to the edge, slow down a little bit, finish with a little reverse stitch. Take up lever up and cut your threads. So that's my finished edge for my pocket. And now I can stitch this onto my bag. Well, actually, I'm gonna pin it first and then we'll look at stitching the center of our pocket. So I've worked out I want my pocket to go on this end of the bag. So I'm gonna just line it up like that and pin it in place. So I'm putting my pins in the middle because I don't want them on the edge, because I will end up stitching along here and I don't want the pins to get in the way of the sewing machine needle. So all I've done is I have pinned my pocket in place. So now I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch along here. And that's going to give us two separate pockets. So I pop it under the machine. Just get my threads through the presser foot to the back. And then I'm going to use that middle edge of my presser foot along my line I've drawn in lead pencil. And I'm going to sew this in place. I'm going to do a reverse and then continue along that line. Once you get to the bottom, finish with a reverse stitch. Take up lever up, press a foot up, cut your threads. So that is a stitch to separate our pocket, so we have two pockets on the front when we finish. Okay, so we're going to move on to putting the bag together next.